Hey BookTube, it's Sheila. I'm going to be filming the next couple of videos in sequence, so you'll see me in the same clothes and same hair and stuff for the next little while. So for my February TBR, I was going to read the Heir Chronicles by Cinda Chima, and I managed it, just, not all in February. I have a life, get over it. Right now I'm going to talk about the Wizard Heir. It still has that same light quality as the warrior heir. She still uses the word charms for everything that wizards do. They still seem to get into mischief, so it doesn't seem quite as threatening as getting in trouble. And some of it is a little bit predictable, but that's fine. I mean, again, this is like the second book that she's ever published, so I'm okay with it. If my information's wrong, please do let me know. I want to make sure that I'm getting everything right, but as far as I'm aware, this was the second book that she had ever published. So we follow Seph Macaulay, S-E-P-H. It's the last half of Joseph. Cinda seems to have this almost pattern of having males with J names who are our main guys. I mean, maybe it's not really because they're still like Leander and Warren and whatnot, but I mean, last time we followed Jack, technically we're following Joseph. He's got a friend named Jason. It's a pattern. Just go with it. But Seph is just learned that he is a wizard. He always knew that he had some kind of power over people, kind of like persuasion, but he didn't know what it was, and it's taken until he's about 16 to learn that he actually has the ability to do any magic. So he gets to go to a new school and be able to actually learn that. And that's pretty much where the main part of our story starts. It goes on to have obviously turmoil and stuff and things. Because how else are you going to have a plot? So Seph does end up going to Trinity, the same town from the last book with Jack, because Trinity is now a safe haven, so it's a safe place for him to go and learn how to be a wizard. Obviously he interacts with characters from the previous book, so it just becomes a whole conglomerate of characters, and we get to learn about all of them and see how they grow. It's kind of nice she does do that. She does have some character growth, but the majority of Jack's growth did happen in the previous book. We don't see a lot in this one, which is fine. It's more like he's an established character, so we know what's going on, and then he just kind of adds to this book, and it's Seph's turn to grow. She does actually address the fact that his name is Seph, and some people mistake it as Seth because it's real close. And I mean, it's interesting. There's the one actor that I can think of, Topher Grace. His name is Christopher. He doesn't want to go by Chris. He goes by Topher. So it's the same kind of thing. We do get a new character named Madison Moss. She is interesting. She's different. She's not actually part of the guilds. And I'm not always sure if I like her or not, but she is very much her own character. She has strong feelings about certain things. She keeps a lot of things to herself because she knows that her emotions can betray her. She's a well-written character. I'm just not sure that I like her, and that's okay. There were some minor inconsistencies that I could think of, and that was things like Seph wanted Maddie to go with him, and she didn't want to. He wasn't really using his persuasion, but she went with him anyway. And that just doesn't quite make sense to me. It's little things like that move the plot along, but it's like, but why did she go? She already said no, and she was leaving. Whatever. She went, it moved the plot along. Sometimes there were also times where there was no dialogue, and maybe there should have been. Like that same scene, she went with Seph to, I think, a coffee shop, and whatever time it took them to get there, plus sitting down, plus ordering, they didn't seem to talk at all. Even though she didn't want to go with him, you'd think there would be some protests, or at least some chatting about why she had to go with him before they actually got to the coffee shop or before they were getting coffee. It's just little things that, like, there probably should have been some story in there or something. One thing that made me laugh was, again, I think it's because it's one of her earlier works. Where's page? There's page 66. The foyer opened into a common room with a large stone fireplace at one end framed by bookshelves. leather sofas crouched like stranded bovines along the perimeter of a Persian rug. That line made me laugh for like a good 5 minutes. I couldn't keep reading. It made me laugh. Just absolutely hilarious to me. Never seen anyone else write anything like that, and I don't really think they should, but it did make me laugh. So all in all, the Wizard Heir is a good addition to the Heir Chronicles. I do like it. I'm obviously going to continue reading them. And I don't know, this one just makes it so much more interesting. The wizards were so arrogant in the first book, and now you just have the perspective of a completely different type of wizard. It might have been just because he wasn't grown up to know that he was a wizard that made him so different. That's what I think, and that's what I think they emphasized in the book. But it's just so refreshing to have, a good wizard. Anyway, let me know what you think of this book in the comments. Let me know if you think my reviews can get better, because I'm sure they can. Again, speeding through these in the same outfit. See you next time. Bye, BookTube.